right there, Chief. Don't change that channel. Video? I mean, YouTube does have channels, but like, who in 2021 says don't change that channel? Am I old? Okay, don't click away from this video. There we go. See, I'm hip, I'm cool. I can talk like a youth with a smartphone and the tink tonks, you know? So I don't care if you've never heard of me, if you never watch another one of my videos, this is the one video I need you to see. If only to stop me getting the same type of Instagram messages over and over and over of people asking me to legit check their stuff. Why? Because I'm gonna give you the #1 single best way to legit check a luxury or streetwear piece of clothing. But first, I've looked into it and a very, very small percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. It's completely free. Just press that button and you will not regret it. Thank you so much. Okay, let's dive in. I'm spilling my secrets to you here, okay? If I was a greedy guy, like if I was boxer boy Jake Paul or family man Austin McBroom, I would charge you a good money for like a scammy online course that taught you this, but I'm giving it away for free. And trust me, I could use that money. Look at my channel. I buy a lot of clothes. Like, I'm gonna be bankrupt soon, guys. I'm buried in debt. I really should be charging you for this because I'm drowning here, okay? And not just drowning from the drip, but like in bills, like real life adult shit, okay? Things aren't good, like financially as well as personally, okay? I need help. So like I said, today, for free, I am giving you my #1 tip for legit checking your clothes. Enough dilly-dallying. That's what the kids say, right? Not just old-timey newspaper boys. Right, so today's video is about model numbers. Yeah, exciting stuff, right? So we're gonna split today's program into 2 parts. First, I'm gonna explain the concept to you, what it means, why we do it, how to do it, and then I'll take you through some real examples of how that can help you tell real from fake. And this really is easy as hell. All you need is the piece of clothing or a picture and Google. You've got Google, right? They don't charge for Google, do they? They probably charge for Google, and that's why they're all rich as hell. Why aren't I charging for this? It's hot fire, A+ gold standard tips. And why didn't I invent Google? Okay, model numbers. Let's talk about them. First of all, what is a model number? Well, it's a unique number that brands give to each piece of clothing they create, or rather each clothing model they create. And it really is unique. If brand X creates a gold sparkly shirt, they give that gold sparkly shirt a model number, and only those gold sparkly shirts from that brand will have that model number. Brand X's silver, not sparkly shirt, that one has a different model number. You following so far? Any questions from the class?
So it's just a number?
Timmy! Shut up, Timmy! Why are you always so pedantic? Fine, Timothy. No, it's not just a number. It's usually a combination of letters and numbers. Happy now? Okay, why do brands do this? Well, it's a way to keep track of everything. With that number, the brand itself can keep track of all their pieces, but it also helps the retailers down the line because these brands ship the clothes to stores and online retailers, and they get shipped on all sorts of different trucks and end up in huge warehouses. Like when you order something from Saks Fifth Avenue, they're not gonna just say, "Hey bro, grab me one of brand X's gold sparkly shirts." They have way too much luxury crap sitting in their warehouse for that to work. Instead, they're gonna have their computer spit out that model number, and it makes it easy for them to keep track of. So that's what model numbers were created for. But they also have an unintended purpose, a purpose for legit checking. You see, if each clothing model has a unique number attached to it, then we can look at that number. Now, how do we do that? Well, there are generally 2 ways. If the piece you're looking at still has the retail tags, it'll generally be printed somewhere on there, like on the tag itself or a sticker or something. If the piece is used, or you just don't have the tags for whatever reason, it's very likely also printed on the care tags that are inside the piece. So, you've got the number. Now, how in the heck does that actually help us legit check? Well, all of those sites online, Saks, Nordstrom, Essence, Farfetch, all those, they usually put that model number on their sites on the page for that item. So let's say you're holding brand X's gold sparkly shirt in your hands. If so, good choice, that shirt is Flames. You look at the retail tag or care tag and you see that the model number is ABC123. Now, here's what I want you to do. Type brand X ABC123 into Google and see what comes up. That's all. It's that simple. Now, there are two things that could happen here. The good thing and the bad thing. The good thing would be that a bunch of brand X's shiny gold shirts show up listed on those real fashion shopping sites I mentioned earlier. If that happens, it's a good sign because it means the model number of the piece in your hands matches the model number that those authentic pieces online have. Well, what about the bad thing? The bad thing would be either a bunch of different items show up, like silver non-sparkly shirts or, God forbid, a pair of sequin pants, or a bunch of gold sparkly shirts from sketchy Russian and Chinese replica sites show up. Now, why would that be bad? Well, it's because fakers take shortcuts when they're making their fakes. Usually they won't take the time to research each item's real model number and create new tags with that model number for each piece. Instead, they'll take the model number from one single piece from that brand, any piece, or they'll just make one up. So that's what makes those search results bad. If a ton of items that are different from yours show up, that's bad because it means yours is probably fake and using a different model's ID number. If only sketchy replica sites show up, that means they probably entirely made up whatever model number is printed on your piece. So that's pretty much it for part one. And again, this will work with almost any piece of clothing that's worth legit checking. Whether it's Prada, Balenciaga, Gucci, Dior, Fendi, Palm Angels, Off-White, it goes on and on and on. And all types of clothing will have model numbers. Tops, bottoms, shoes, whatever. Well, are there exceptions to this, or caveats? Yeah, of course. Some smaller brands don't use model numbers. Like if it's some hyped underground streetwear brand printing graphics on t-shirts, they're probably not taking the time to make separate tags with different IDs for each model they make. It also gets harder the older the piece is. Like it's gonna be difficult to do this method with a 1990s Gucci piece. That's because first, model numbers have been gaining more and more prominence over time as computers have become more popular, so older pieces may not have them. The other thing is, keep in mind that the primary reason this method works is because sites like Essence and Farfetch are selling these pieces as well. If the piece you're trying to legit check is from before those websites were big or before they even existed, this method isn't going to work very well. My final warning is that this isn't a 100% guaranteed method. It's really, really good at telling you something is fake, but it's just one piece of the puzzle to telling if something is real. Let me explain that a little. So if the model number of your piece doesn't match the authentic ones online, then it's pretty much certain that that piece is fake, because a real piece is just never gonna have a different model number from another real piece of the same model. But why doesn't it also work the same the other way around for telling if something is real? Honestly, because fakers are just pretty damn good at what they do. While most fakes will just reuse the same tags over and over with wrong model numbers on them, some fake manufacturers really try their best to create one-to-one replicas of real pieces, and that sometimes even means giving their fake piece a matching model number. So, like I said, if your model numbers do match up, that's a good sign that it's real, but just not definitive proof. But if they don't match, that thing is fake. But now it's time to look at this method in action. Low luxury out. Listen, I just want to take a quick intermission here to complain that we even have to go through this much trouble to legit check our stuff. Like, we're often paying literally hundreds of dollars for this stuff, and you can't even give us an easy way to tell if it's real? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, give me a break, bruh. Give me a little break, seam, okay? You know, it's possible that you've seen something called Certilogo before. That service is a dang godsend. Basically, it's a QR code for legit checking. More and more brands are starting to use it, like Versace and Stone Island. All you do is scan the QR code with your phone and it takes you to a little app that tells you if it's real or not. The end. But everyone else, a lot of these other brands, like I'm paying you $500 for a shirt and you can't make an app? Listen, it's not even a complicated app. Listen, Gucci, you can go on Fiverr and have a 14-year-old Slovakian computer prodigy make you a legit checking app. Just do it, okay? But there is a reason they don't do this, and it's cynical as hell. It's because they hate resale. They want the only way to be sure something's real is to go to a Gucci store and buy it there yourself at full price. They want you to empty your pockets and they want your fear of buying a fake to be so all-consuming that you wouldn't dare buy something for cheap at resale. It's kinda messed up. Anyway, rant over, intermission over, let's look at some model numbers. And we're back. And I mean, since we are technically, I guess, still at the very end of Palm Angels week here on the channel, I figured we'd do a little demonstration with a Palm Angels piece. So remember, finding the model number, I told you that there were 2 places where we can find them. So here are the retail tags that came with this t-shirt. And if we turn that over, we can see that there's a sticker on there. And this sticker, you can see right there in bold, that long string of letters and numbers there, that is the model number, PMAA, so on and so forth. So that is what we would look up. And that's not the only place, right? So you can do it from the retail tags or generally from the care tags inside the piece itself. And I just want to demonstrate to you that this works with like every brand. So this is where I keep all of my retail tags. So let's just like pull one out at random here and see if we can find our model number. What do we have for the letter N? That looks like a tag right there. Pulling it on out. What do we got? Neil Barrett. Perfect. So we look on the back of this tag and we see, again, there's this sticker here, price, so on and so forth. And down at the bottom, DG64, etc., etc. That is our model number that we'd look up if we were trying to legit check this Neil Barrett piece. So it's really that simple, you guys. But now I think we got to get into an example of how to actually do this to help you legit check. All right, and here we are. Remember, I told you all you needed was the model number and Google. So let's stay consistent. Let's use this pink Palm Angels t-shirt and go with this one right here. So let me remind myself of this model number. It is, so remember, we're going to type in the brand name because sometimes the model number itself is just, it will give you too many like irrelevant results. So we're going to say Palm Angels, and then it is PMAA 001. You can see that I've used this method before trying to autofill with past things I've looked up. S204 13016. And that's it. Let's see what we get here. Boom. Okay. We got, look at that, Papini store. That is a legit site. Luxury fashion store. I don't know what that is. Joma Shop. That's a legit site. Giglio. That's a legit site. What else we got? Sunset Tea. Tessabit. That's a legit site. All of this, right? We go over to images. Comes up. Sunset t-shirts up the wazoo. So basically all this is saying is that this model of shirt, the model number that we have in here, matches what these legit sites have. Look at what the sites are, right? Papini, Giglio, Monty Boutique, Coltorti Boutique. I don't know how to pronounce them, but I know they're real. So on and so forth. It just keeps going with all these. So we know that these match, but again, if it's real, it's just one piece of the puzzle. It's a very good sign, but you'd have to do more checking. However, on the other side of the spectrum, when it comes to fakes, let's talk about that. So I don't make it a habit to keep fakes around. I'm just not really into fake or replica fashion. But I do have an example from very recently when a fan sent me some pictures, asked me to help legit check his Louis Vuitton piece. So let me show you what I got there. So here is the piece that he got. Button-down shirt all over like LV leaf print. Very cool piece. And the first thing I always ask with this is, show me the model number. Show me those care tags or that retail tag that has that model number. So this guy did so, and I see that the model number they have in here is VCC-M09. So what did I do? Google Louis Vuitton VCC-M09. So let's do that. Here we go. Okay, and what do we got here? Let's go right over to images. A lot of resale, Poshmarks and Graileds and stuff like that. But here's the thing, if you look at these, you would expect all of them to be, if it was real, like LV leaf print button-down shirts, but it's not. There's monogram shirts, white cotton shirts, zip-up jackets, Virgil Abloh shirts, polos, jeans, women's, men's. There's all horizontal stripe polo shirt, forever sweatshirt, every model under the sun, 3D pocket, knitted shirt, even Supreme pieces, like, you guys, and none of these match up with the piece that we're actually looking for here if it were to be real. So clearly what happened is you've got a kind of fake manufacturer here that is putting that model number VCC M09 on every single fake Louis Vuitton piece that they print up. So this was a 100% surefire sign to me that the piece he had in his hands was fake. And you know what? I think that's more than enough to give you the idea. You can see how to do it, how it helps you with real, how it helps you with fake, how to tell the difference between them. It's the single best thing I can give you to tell this stuff. Really, this is the #1 thing you need to do. So thank you for watching. I hope it's helpful. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.